Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Angkor Thom, the old capital of the Khmer. And we're gonna go take a look at one of the most popular, also one of my favorite temples. So we're gonna go take a look at Bayon. And it is famous for having the 216 faces on the 4 directions of all of the towers. It also has some pretty cool like murals that they've carved depicting some of the battle scenes, like one of the naval battles on the Tonle Sap between the Cham and the Khmer and a few others. And so we're going to take a look at that, and I'll show you the area where we're at, and we'll enjoy this. We're right next to another temple that's out here in the trees. And this one here has a really famous reclining Buddha that's built into the backside of the temple. It also has this way cool walkway. It just is amazing, and it's just out here in the trees. And they call this one here, I think, like the Golden Mountain. I can't remember, the Bayon or something like that is the name of it. And it's being currently restored by the French. And this area here is really popular for people to come and do their pre-wedding photos just like this. And there's also tons of monkeys around here. So let's walk over to the Bayon. This is a cool area out here in the trees. And there's other little temples and stuff like that that you see, and lots of the debris. And we're also not too far from the elephant terrace and the terrace of the Leper King. The Bayon temple is in the middle of the old capital. And it was the last state temple, I believe, that was built in this era of the Khmer. It's a late 12th century, early 13th century temple. So he's clearing out some of the vegetation out of the ruins. That's a full-time job here. So you can see they have a couple little monkeys here and about 1 million photographers taking pictures of them. That's funny. But our destination is over here. What's interesting is they have a couple little chetties and stuff, and they have like one of the bodhisattva stones sitting out here. And then over here is an old temple that's just down to the base. You can see a monkey right there. And they brought in a big, huge Buddha here. Look at the size of these bodhisattva stones. They are just massive. And they did a double row of them. In Thailand, you would see these stones marking the boundary of the ordination hall. And the double would be like a royal temple. I don't know what it is here in Cambodia, but you can see the people here are doing a little ceremony. You can see the styling of the Buddha. It's just under this little hall here. This is all modern. So they would tie the strings and stuff like that and give you the little water blessing. And then you can see it's just an open air place here. Now where we're going is right over here. It's on the other side of the road. And all out through these trees here, you can see there's the monkeys. Here's a big alpha over here. You'll see the little babies. And they're doing all their things. So they're out here begging for some food. Now you have to be careful. I mean, these are still wild animals. People do let them climb up on them, but if they bite you or whatever, then you'll probably be down getting some rabies shots. You can see the little tiny babies over there. That's kind of funny. And they just hang out here. Oh, there's a male doing his business. That was all of about 3 seconds. All right, so there is the temple. This is one of my favorite. Over here's the parking, and they have another little shrine over there. That's like a funeral shrine, I think, right over there. So we're gonna go into here. This is the west entrance. And as you can see, there's a monkey over here on the trash can. And we're immediately greeted with a little bit of water here, a little bit of the rubble. And then we have some standing figures. Yeah, this is really nice. We have a standing figure right there, and they have the lions on each side, and there would have been another standing figure over here. So we're going to go in this entrance here. The Garupa is mostly gone. There's just a little bit of the stone still, and then we have a Buddha right there. Now I believe this one here was originally built for Buddhism, and then it was converted to Hinduism under Jayavarman VIII. The Buddhism was the main religion under the 7th, and then they went to a state-sponsored Hinduism again under the Jayavarman VIII. I believe that's the way they go. And so a lot of these Buddhas were vandalized or scraped off the walls under the Jayavarman VIII. So you can see some of the stone carvings. Then we have a gal over here doing her Instagram or pre-wedding photos, whatever she's doing. So this is really cool. The highlight of this temple is the faces and the huge murals. So you can see the image right here, and the stone carvings here are fantastic. I really like these. And then we can look up into the temple here. And it's a little cloudy. It's been thundering and it rained a little bit earlier. So you might not be able to see those towers very good because it's just a little dark. But they are really, really cool. On this wall here, you can see some of the inscriptions. All the soldiers. There's elephants right here. You can see that. And then some more people here. There's various scenes. There's like one of the stories is like some drunken Chinese like merchants, and they have their wives, the Khmer wives. There's a naval battle with dead Khmer in the water. There's all kinds of stuff here. It's quite cool. So you see just the detail that they carved. You can see the patterns in their shirts, their ears, the little bow and arrows, and then they're on the elephant right there. Yeah, this is really a lot of fun. You can see the leaves and more of the mural carvings. And there's a really tall figure up there. And then they have another Buddha right down over there. And they have all their broken sandstone over here. And then you have this open courtyard. They've moved all the debris over here against that wall. And then you can see it's just absolutely massive. You don't really appreciate how big it is when you just drive around it. But then once you get in here, you can feel the different levels, see all these huge towers and all the faces. You see some more of the bas-relief here. Now over here, this is a really weathered mural. It's supposed to be the churning of the sea of milk. It has like Vishnu and all of that in it. So the Hindus would recognize this little story. You can see a little bit of I think this is maybe Vishnu here, and then some of the other little carvings. And then you can go into the inner part. This is just the outer courtyard, and this would have been covered at one time. And then you would have been able to go in here and go all around. You can see some more of the carvings here. And just look at the detail here. Now this is all sandstone, so they could carve these with the hammer and the chisel, kind of like carving into wood. It's not too difficult for them to carve into this, or it wasn't. That's why you see so much detail in every every little square surface or every little flat surface they would carve. So you see all of these figures here. You have the spears. And scholars have came over here and they've analyzed all of these. There's a mural of the churning of the sea that's a little better over at Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat has a massive mural going around it. So this looks like a Garuda here. And you see horses, spears. Yeah, this is really, really cool. So what this is Vishnu right here on the Garuda. And this is the Cham army on the right. And this is the Khmer army on the left with their elephants. And what they would do is before a battle, they would meet and they would both have the same ceremony because they both worship the same sect of religion. And they would not fight on the holy days, and they would agree to fight only from sunrise until sunset. And they wouldn't strain themselves too much. That was what the little inscription says. Okay, so up here, I think this is the building of a Khmer temple. That's what this mural is. So they would be stomping the ground. They would be raising stones. They'd be doing some other things here. And more murals just everywhere. And they go all the way around here. Okay, so this is the entranceway, and you can see how they constructed it with those stones. And we'll go up these stairs. Now the original sandstone stairs are right behind, but you don't use those anymore. When you're in here, this is a little bit of a maze, and it'll be dark and bright. And there's a couple images in here, so there'll be a place where they're doing like a little ceremony. Now it's blocked off. You can't go up to the upper level here. Last time I was here, they were renovating it, and they're still doing it now, it looks like. And this is one of their images. And you won't be able to see very far, but there's this little gallery, and you could walk down through there, but it gets pretty dark. There's just stone everywhere with all this detail work. More carvings. And then in the middle here, you can see this really well. And this goes up to right there, and there's one of the faces. And you can see they have this building, and it's built just right next to the gallery. They just kind of squeezed it in here. And it just goes back into rubble. And you can see how this was built. The faces are the coolest part. There's a face right up there. And then you can see some more of the faces here. So there's 4 of them. Now, there's a lot of debate about this face. They say that it looks like Jayavarman VII. They also say it looks like the Buddha. And then there's people that say it has 3 eyes, so it looks like the Brahma also. The Shiva, I guess, which is I think Shiva was like the god of war or one of them. When you're in here walking around, it's really tight quarters. You have these little galleries, you have these faces up above, and then you can just see how it's built. And then it's like really like moist here. There's a lot of moss growing. And then you're going into places like this that get really dark, and you can't see any. You got more of the gallery here. Yeah, this is really cool though. It's really dark. I can see a little bit in here, but you won't be able to see it very well on the camera, I don't think. And then you can see another one of the towers. It's just really cool. 216 of these. And you also see them on the gates. When you come in, there's the 5 city gates. They all have the face up there when you come in. And then there's some of the other temples that have the entry gates with the faces also. And so you can see in here some more of the carvings. So I believe like right there at one point would have been a Buddha, and the same here. And whenever they converted it to Hinduism under Jayavarman VIII, they would have came in here and carved those out. So those figures are all gone. And then you can see the lintel up here. The same, I think there would have been a Buddha right there in the middle. Now this goes up to the third terrace, but it's all blocked off. That's up there, it's 14 meters above here. And they're doing some renovations, so we can't go there and see it. This is a nice look at the Khmer architecture. So they did doorways on all 4 cardinal directions, but if it was only open to the east, they put fake doorways like this right here. They did all the work, everything is in balance, but they just closed it off. And then you can see the faces up there. And that's up there to the third terrace. And then the center prong, which represents Mount Meru. And that's up there, and you can see some more of the faces. So we're underneath one of those big towers with the face. You can see out there the entryway. And you won't be able to see very well, but way up there is like a little opening. And you can hear the bats and you can smell the guano in here. And it's just absolutely massive. And then down here is the gallery. And then you can see also more of the stone carvings, the figures, the naga, all the normal little stuff that you see. And it is just gigantic. Yeah, this is a nice look around here. So you see those towers, the stone arched roof, there's some naga, there's another tower with the faces. And then over here some more. And then you can see up there, yeah, there's 216 of those stone faces. It's one of the most iconic temples here in the Angkor group. And you can see back in there, that's where it gets really dark. But how awesome is that? And then there's small ones. It's just kind of a bummer that they still have that top tier blocked off, because that's where you'd have the best views of the faces. Yeah, this has been closed off since 2020 for conservation. You can see up there the stonework. They have the lions right here. So it's hard to say when they'll be done, but it's the best part of the temple is up there. You can see another one of the figures. Over here is the little Shiva Linga. So you can see the Hinduism that they have in here. And then this goes out into the open courtyard again. Various parts have been restored. Oh, now look at that library. That looks really nice. And there's another mural right here. This is the fight between Prey Tong and the Naga King. And then over here, this is the Leper King, where he's sick. And then over here, he's healed up. You have the music group, the king and the queen over here. You have various ones. That's pretty neat. And the outer wall, there's some restoration work going on over there. You see there's quite a few more people over here. These are the more popular temples to come see. Right over here, it's quite dark in here, but they have a Buddha image. It has the umbrella. Sometimes you'll come over here and there'll be a monk doing the little ceremonies, but you can come here and burn the joe sticks and stuff like that, and then you can keep going up into the temple. I'll take one last look here. So here's the library. There's some of the faces. That one's in kind of bad shape. There's the little gallery. You can see up there. You can see the entranceway and the center part way up there. And that's all closed off right now for restoration. It's been that way for the last 3 years. There's a little scaffolding and stuff up there. We can see the faces all across these little towers. Yeah, this is one of the best temples here. And it's one of the most popular. Everybody comes over here to see this. So that's going to finish our video over here at Bayon Temple. This is a late 12th century, early 13th century temple. And it was the last state temple that was built. There was another temple kind of off to the north of here that was the last one built in the Khmer era before they abandoned Angkor and moved the capital over to the new place at Phnom Penh. So anyway, this is fantastic. It has the 216 faces that you see all around, Plus it has some really cool stone murals that are carved in here. This is one that you got to come over here and see. It's definitely top 3 probably of these temples. One of the most popular, and it's that way for a reason, because it's really cool. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash like and subscribe if you're new here. And if you've been here, if you have any questions or comments, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you know more details about this, tell me that also. You want to come over here, you want to see the faces, you want to see the murals, and enjoy this. Probably allocate like 2 hours of your time or so to walk around here, and make sure you drink a lot of water, because it will be hot when you come. So from over here at Bayon Temple, remember guys, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy. So the monkey stole the Kleenexes from right out of this tuk-tuk right over here, and it jumped over there. Now it's just pulling them out one by one and trying to eat them. And the security guard's chasing him away. The people were in the car.